Hello everyone, I'm Chester44 and welcome to this Let's Play of Hordes of the Underdark. Last episode, we managed to finally rescue, Halaster, the Mad Mage of Undermountain, who is kinda ticked off that we actually showed up to rescue him, as he had a clone, or he was a clone, that was there in order to find the Valkyries when she showed up to inevitably gloat in her face and then kill her. Instead, he put a geese on us, or GS, however it's pronounced, I'm going to keep calling it geese, in order to compel us to go down to the Underdark and deal with her ourselves. So we have to do that. And now we are here in this town of rebels, Rebel Drow, who are facing them. Time for us to speak with them and get what information we can. Let us begin with the Seer.
I trust all goes well. Have you any news to report? Have you made any progress in your efforts to weaken the Valkyries and her followers?
Actually, no, but I have some questions for you. The Seer nods. Very well. I will answer what questions I can. Hopefully my knowledge can help you find some way to weaken the Valkyries. I'd like to know more about my allies here. All those who stand against the Valkyries have gathered here in Lith-Myathar, united in our common desire to see her stopped. Many of the Drow here are followers of my Lady Elistray. But there are others, too. Lith-Myathar is the ancestral home of House Mavir, one of the many Drow families that have been forced to flee the cities because of the Valkyries. The followers of House Mavir now stand with us against the Valkyries, though in other circumstances they would never ally themselves with the followers of Elistray. That probably makes for some tension. It is not my nature to speak ill of those who side with us, but I will admit that House Mavir is not the most desirable of allies. There is tension and mistrust on both sides. But we have little choice. The Valkyries has a vast army. We need allies if we are to stand against her. House Mavir recognizes this, and that is why they tolerate our presence here. For now, the threat of the Valkyries is enough to ensure my followers, and those who support House Mavir, will set aside their hatred of each other and focus on our common foe. Alright. You're all Drow. What's to stop me from killing you all now? The Seer frowns and her eyes flash darkly. Common sense, I would hope. At the very least, we both possess a common foe in the Valkyries, and that, if nothing else, should stay your blade. And if not that, how about the fact that you are surrounded by an army of Drow, an army that can be turned against an intruder in the blink of an eye? But my intent is not to threaten you. We must work together, Liam. Yeah, that was a stupid question. Why are you called the Seer? I was not always known as such, my friend. A very long time ago, I was the daughter of a major house, and as ambitious to gain my own power as any other respectable Drow. That was not meant to be, however. I found the worship of my Lady Elistray, and she has gifted me with visions that have aided her followers. And so I am called the Seer, for so many years now that my original name has all but been forgotten. In any case, that life is behind me. Now I serve Elistray. Tell me about Elistray. The Seer's eyes twinkle as she smiles warmly. Obviously, this is a subject dear to her heart. Many do not know it, but not all of the Drow are evil. Our Lady Elistray is the mistress of song and dance, and it is she who refuses to allow joy and goodness to be taken from us forever. She is our redemption, and all of us journeyed to the surface lands to be free of the darkness that shackled us. The fact that we are in the Underdark once more to serve her cause is an irony not lost on us. What do you mean by serving her cause? The Valkyries threatens more than just the Underdark with her schemes, as you well know. She threatens us all, and Elistray's chosen stand amongst those ready to stop her. We are not alone, thankfully. Others have joined us to stop the Valkyries, though they do not believe in the goddess as we do. Ultimately, however, we fight for the same thing. While I know this is probably more of a cultural thing, I must say, this doesn't look like a temple of good. That is because it isn't. This is a temple to the spider goddess, Lolth, that we have taken refuge in. I am sure she will not mind. She won't mind? Why do you say that? Lolth has disappeared. The seer frowns thoughtfully at this. Her priestesses cast no spells, and the society she controlled with an iron fist has fallen to pieces with her absence. This chaos is what the Val'Sharess has taken advantage of, and has allowed her to achieve such power. As for whether Lolth will return, she shrugs. Who can say? So you lead these Drow, then? Are you a priestess? I lead my fellow followers of Elistray, yes, though not all the Drow gathered here believe as I do. Many of the Drow here do not follow Elistray at all, though I am one of my lady's chosen. There are other Drow here? Yes, quite a number more are outside in the camp. The Val'Sharess, however, commands several magnitudes more than we do. Know, however, that you are no pawn of mine, nor do I expect to lead you. If the Mad Mage Halaster has collared you with a geese, it is a machination of his own, and not ours. So you are different than most other Drow. We are different in the sense that we chose to abandon the society of cruelty and hatred that we were raised in. Our own kind revile us, and would hunt us if they could. The fact that we have returned to the Underdark now and fight to restore order to our people does not mean that we support what they are. It does mean, however, that we will not let them fall to death and chaos. Tell me about your visions. I see what my goddess grants me the wisdom to see. I saw that the Drow would devolve into chaos, and that the Val'Sharess would arise out of it. I see the destiny of my people as it will be, and our place in it. That is why we have returned to the Underdark from our adopted home on the surface. And I have also had visions of you, Deville. That is how I knew you would come. You had visions of me? It is said that you would come, and that you would be the one to bring about the Val'Sharess's defeat. But you already know of what I speak, don't you? You mean my dream back at the inn? She nods. Then you have seen it. The Val'Sharess knows of the danger you represent. She will not rest until your threat is eliminated. She has already attempted to have you killed on the surface, I believe. That will not be the last time she attempts such, I assure you. I wish to ask something else. Tell me about the Underdark. Deep beneath your surface lands, beneath even the dungeon you call Undermountain, exists a vast realm of caverns and blackest lakes that collectively we call Avernum. Wait, no, sorry, that is in a different realm. We call it the Underdark. It is here that the Drow rule alongside such other creatures as the Illithids and the Hordes and the Durga. The Underdark is a place of evil and terror, make no mistake. Every step must be taken carefully here. More specifically, we are in a very remote Drow settlement called Lith Myathar, on the far side of the Great Lake of Memory. Our forces are relatively safe here, until the Val'Sharess comes. Tell me about the Illithid. Dangerous monsters with blank eyes and tentacles for a mouth. Your kind calls them mind flayers as well, I believe. They are most cunning, and able to use powers of the mind to stun you and render you helpless, at which point they would feast upon your brain if given a chance, or make you into a mindless thrall. Tell me more about the Beholders. They resemble floating eyeballs with many eye stalks, and each of their eyes can fire a blast with a different magical power. Pain, slowness, petrification, even disintegration. There is no limit to how often they can use these abilities, so be wary. Should you ever find yourself in their tunnels, it is best to find a way back out as quickly as possible. Tell me more about the Duergar. The Duergar are grey-skinned cousins to the Hargluk, the surface dwarves. They are a dour and industrious folk, more prone to cunning and wickedness than their surface brethren. The Duergar have many reasons to hate the Drow intensely, but many of their kind are mercenary enough to hire themselves out to whoever has the wealth to offer them. And the Val'Sharess is one of those. You mentioned the Val'Sharess coming. I won't lie to you, Liam. Our collection of rebels here is nothing against the power of the Val'Sharess. We have been doing little but running up to this point. Here in Lithmyathar, we have decided to make our stand. We know we stand little chance against a mighty force that has aligned itself with the Val'Sharess. Is there a way back to the surface from here? None that I am aware of. It might be possible to find a way to teleport back to the surface, but I wonder if the key is placed on you wouldn't prevent you from taking it. One can only hope. How can I weaken the Val'Sharess? That I cannot say. Though I am a seer, my visions are limited to what Elistrade chooses to reveal to me. Sadly, I have not seen how to weaken the Val'Sharess. However, both Nathira and Valen have offered to help you with this. Speak to them. They may be able to give you some guidance as to what you must do. Can you tell me anything else about the Val'Sharess? Nothing more than what you already know. Her army is still massing. If you do not find some way to weaken her forces before the coming battle, I doubt we will be able to stand against her. Very well, I should go. Long life, and blessed be. Now, let us speak with Nathira here. She is likely willing to speak with us.
Greetings.
The Drow regards you with a curious expression as you approach her, a pale brow arched.
So now you know everything. The Val'Sharess, who we are, why we're here, all of it. What we're doing here is very important.
I'm doing what I must, for the good of all. Truly. Those words don't come from the Gias Halaster placed on you, do they? I haven't seen any proof of this Gias yet. Nathira studies you slowly, and after a moment nods slowly. Then perhaps the seer was correct after all. I suppose we shall see.
Is there something else you need from me?
Tell me about the Val'Sharess and her allies. Many of those who support the Val'Sharess, like the Illithid and the Beholders, dwell in the caverns to the west of the village. The western caverns are also the likely source of her undead horde. We may be able to remove these allies from her cause. I know something about each of these groups, so don't be afraid to ask for information if you need it. What do you know about the Illithids? The creatures you call Mind Flayers are a race of telepaths, capable of reading thoughts and controlling minds. They are known for keeping a horde of dominated thralls as servants and guards. These creatures are ruled over by entities known as Overminds. The Val'Sharess has many Illithid in her army, so it is likely she has recruited the aid of several Overminds. To the west of here is Zorvak Moor, a small Illithid colony. If we can find the Zorvak Moor Overmind, it could be persuaded to convince the other Overminds to withdraw the Illithid support of the Val'Sharess. Such creatures should be slaughtered, not bargained with. She shrugs. I won't argue with that, but slaughtering the entire colony of Zorvak Moor won't accomplish anything. The other Overminds would still side with the Val'Sharess. How does one fight against such creatures? I've never had to truth be told. I assume that they fall to the blade like any other creature. Their bodies seem weak, in fact. It is their mental powers you must beware of. I believe Imloth has had more experience with combating their like. Ask him if you truly want some advice on tactics. Indeed, but Illithids, creatures who take the mind, mentally control people and enslave them, I don't think I can stand them. What can you tell me about the Beholders? I do not think the Val'Sharess commands many of these Beholders, though many are not needed. Each of them carries the ability to fire magical rays from its eye stalks, which have varying effects. All of them come from a single hive located somewhere to the west of here. If we destroy the Eye Tyrant ruling over them, the colony will collapse, and the Val'Sharess will lose their support. How does one fight against a Beholder? Carefully. If you can place some kind of magical resistance on yourself, that will offer protection against their eye rays, which they will use against you first, trying to keep a distance. The rays are not their only weapon, however. Some beholders are accomplished wizards, and as a last resort, their bite can also be quite deadly. The average beholder has no special armor or protection against magic and weapons, however. What kills most will also kill them. Is it possible to negotiate with these creatures? I doubt we have anything to offer. The mere fact that the Eye Tyrant ruling them has chosen to ally herself with the Val'Sharess means she believes our enemy to be far stronger than we are. What kind of effects do their eye beams have? Nithira thinks for a moment and begins counting on her fingers. Disintegration, paralyzation, pain. I've seen their central eye banish all magic as well. Beyond that, I suppose you'll have to see for yourself. Very well. How did the Val'Sharess get control of an undead horde? That isn't entirely clear. We've heard rumors of a cult of necromancers nearby that is supplying the Val'Sharess with these undead. Though where they get their parts from is unknown. We believe the cult is also located in the caverns to the west of here, though where precisely I couldn't say. But if we find them, we can find the source of the undead and destroy it. What about the devil she's enslaved? There's nothing I know of that could combat his powers directly, and by all reports he does not leave the Val'Sharess's side. Fight her, and you also fight him. One thing to consider, however, is the possibility of there being artifacts of great power that could be found and used to match the devil. I wish I could tell you where to look for such things, but I can't. Others, like Valen, could probably help you more. Would you be willing to join me? Nithira grins, seemingly relieved. I was hoping you would ask. I would gladly journey with you. Far better to be active than to wait here for the Val'Sharess to act. And thus Nithira is on our side. What is she? Wizard, rogue, assassin. Well, she can do some, lock-picking. She has assassin skills, and she has wizard spells, although I don't know what spells they are. Being an assassin certainly helps. What is her, picklock? She doesn't have picklock. Interesting. Looks like we'll be bashing things open. As for what she's carrying, she has short sword of quickness, Deathslayer. Rumor has it that Deathslayer was originally crafted for use by an assassin sent to eliminate a powerful lich. His fate is still unknown, but it's doubtful he would have willingly abandoned this blade. Damage bonus against undead. It's very good against undead. +5 enhancement bonus. This is a much lower one, so we'll swap it out. She's also got a +3 dagger. Does she have dual wielding abilities? She does have 2-weapon fighting. And ambidexterity. Let me see here. 21 to 16. 19 to 14. Yeah! Actually, you know what? That sword, it does do the extra electrical bonus. Actually, it does have haste as well, which, you know what? I think it's worth it to do. She's also got Shadow Legion armor. Nice. Some bolts. Ring of Fortitude, Amulet of Natural Armor, Greater Boots of Tumbling, and Nithira's Cloak. This is Nithira's Cloak. She has enchanted it with tremendous protected magic, helping her to hide in the shadows and defending her from physical attacks. She can actually use heal once a day. Also gives a lot of armor bonus, damage reduction, con bonus, hide and move silently. Nice stuff! Alright, she won't be too bad. Now before we speak with our companions, perhaps we should speak with this Valen. Get some water first. Ah, good. Now then.
The seer believes you are the prophetical savior, our only hope of defeating the Val'Sharess. I, however, do not believe in prophecies. Still, you are obviously capable in your own right, and we need all the help we can get if we're to win this war. So I'm willing to take a chance.
We're all on the same side here. Yes, we are. Which is why I'm willing to help you, despite the fact that I know nothing about you. Hopefully you'll prove that the seer's faith in you was justified. And how am I supposed to prove myself? By stopping the Valshires, of course, if you can. But even the Seer seems to realize you can't do this alone, prophecy or not. Fortunately, I may be able to help you out. Recently, I've heard tales of some strange islands nearby. Based on the legends, there may be something on these islands that could help us against the Valshires. Islands? There are islands here? Does that surprise you? There are many rivers and lakes here in the Underdark, and many settlements have ports or docks. The Lith-Myathar ports are located just to the east of here. They say there is an island inhabited by powerful golems. These would be particularly useful against the Valshires and her army. I've also heard of a strange settlement that appeared overnight on a previously deserted isle. That sounds like the work of a powerful artifact, one we might be able to make use of ourselves. Of course, what I've heard are really just rumors from those who've traveled the river. I'd guess Kavalis the boatman probably knows more. Tell me about this Kavalis. Kavalis is odd. He willingly transports followers of the Seer up and down the river free of charge, but otherwise seems unwilling to take an active role in our conflict with the Valshires. He willingly gives out information and shares rumors he has heard during his travels, yet he asks nothing in return. Plus, he shows no fear of anyone or anything. Maybe he's some type of ghost or spirit. Valen shrugs. I honestly don't know what he is, or even why he's here. The boatman keeps himself hidden beneath his cloak, his face and features completely covered. A little unnerving. But I trust Kavalis far more than some of the Drow here. I don't get any real sense of threat or danger from him, assuming Kavalis even is a him. I can't tell because of the cloak. Where can I find this boatman? He'll be in the ports to the east, unless he's ferrying someone along the river. If you ask, he can probably tell you more about the golems and that strange town that just appeared out of nowhere. I'd also like to know more about you. The tiefling gives you a hard stare. I'm a warrior, a soldier. You would be hard-pressed to find one more skilled with the blade than I am. And, like the Seer, I stand against the Valshires. I don't think you're entitled to much more than that, since I barely even know you. The Seer may think you're something special, but I'm reserving judgment until the Valshires is defeated. I get the feeling you don't like me. Untrue. I do not even know you, so I can hardly dislike you. But unlike the Seer, I'm not about to put all my faith in you until you proved yourself against the Valshires. You have any information that might help against the Valshires? We've already been through that. Will you join me? The tiefling considers your request for a long time before making his reply. I don't believe in the Seer's dreams, Liam, though I do believe you want to stop the Valshires. But you already have plenty of companions, Liam. I don't like pooling all our resources in one place. Too easy to suffer a single catastrophic loss if something goes wrong. I'll be going now then. Be well. And that is the information we can get from these allies.
Well met. Hello.
But we I think perhaps we shall speak with them and let's hear what Nathira has to say as our ally.
Yes, is there something you need?
Let's see. Let's stop and talk.
I suppose we can spare a few moments away from our quest to speak. What do you want to talk about?
How are you doing? Is anything wrong? I am doing as well as can be expected, though I will feel better when all this is over. Is there anything else? Let's stop and talk for a moment.
I suppose we can spare a few moments away from our quest to speak.
I want to discuss your training. I am currently trying to find a balance between my magical abilities and my skills as an assassin. Whenever I get behind in one area, I try to become more experienced until the two are balanced. Indeed. So she's going to try and balance them out, which is interesting. It is a pity she can't pick locks. I'd very much like that. Am I not wearing that? I am. Alright, so she has, let's see, she has light armor proficiency, which is good. Combat casting, so she can cast spells in combat without worry. She can see in the dark, she has dodge, evasion. She can use Ghostly Visage if need be, and she can cast Darkness. Hopefully she doesn't. Spell Penetration, Hardiness against enchantments, Sleep Immunity, Poison Save 3. She can make scrolls. Skill Affinity to Listen, Search, and Spot, which is nice, and Concentration. She's got a Sneak Attack. She can summon her Familiar if she needs to. She's not going to be too bad. Alright, continue with what you're doing now. I do want to see if Valen will have anything to say.
How can I assist you?
Will you join me? The Tiefling considers your request for... Okay. Yes, I think it would be to everyone's advantage if we were to join forces.
I am yours to command.
Stop and talk. How are you doing? Is anything wrong? I am fine. I have a sudden urge to kill everyone and everything about me, but that's nothing new. I am a tiefling with a demon's blood, after all. Is there anything else you wanted to discuss? He is a fighter and a weapon master. Kinda similar to what we were going to become. Nothing special in the skills, I think. A lot of Intimidate. Cleave, Great Cleave, Expertise, Dark Vision, Dodge, Cold Shot. It looks like his specialization is Heavy Flail. Increased Multiplier. Ability. Okay. Superior Weapon Focus. It's actually pretty good. Okay. Weapon of choice. Yada yada yada. Okay. And his weapons, he has a couple of potions to cure serious wounds. Boots of Striding, Scarab of Protection, Ring of Protection. Devil's Bane. This is Valen's flail. Its dual-spiked heads carved from a black, bone-like material that is extremely cold to the touch. The weapon was with Valen throughout the many years that he spent in the Abyss fighting the Blood Wars. It specializes in dealing death to devils and other outsiders, but is still very effective against other opponents. Even if Valen was to be given another weapon, he would still not relinquish this one. So he'll only ever use that. He's also got Valen's breastplate. The suit of mithril armor was made specifically for Valen, crafted by the rebel drow of Lithmyathar and enchanted to allow him brief periods of enhanced speed. It is a symbol of Valen's ability to keep the rebels alive, even as the Valsharess hounded them to the ends of the Underdark, and even should he receive better armor, he will not part with it. Which is pretty good. However, even though he has nothing to say, we will take Nethira with us. Alright. Nethira will be joining us in this fight. And at last but not least, let us speak with Deacon.
Deacon?
Stop and talk for a moment.
You wants to talk with Deacon? What you wants to talk about, boss?
You seem a bit different from when I first met you.
Deacon been meaning to talk to you about that.
Talk to me about what?
The old boss once tell Deacon that he got dragon blood, that it be strong in him. Deacon never knows what that means. Deacon be small and weak and not breathes fire or anything. But sometimes when Deacon fights, he feels heart beatings really fast and he feels strong. Does that seem silly to you, boss?
Not really. Where do you think it could lead?
Well, Deacon thinking maybe he tries to, focus on being Dragon Disciple. Old Master never tells Deacon about this, but maybe it'd be a good thing. It'd be up to you, boss. Deacon do what you tells him to. If you wants Deacon to just be faithful bard instead, Deacon do that and be happy.
I can't tell you what to do, Deacon.
Then Deacon work on being Dragon Disciple for now, and, maybe goes back to being bard later. Deacon hopes that okay. You tell him if it not, boss.
Interesting. Seem a bit different. Now that... from when I first met you.
You mean now that Deacon be Dragon Disciple? Yeah, it'd be lots different. Deacon feels really strange sometimes.
Strange how?
Oh, sometimes Deacon gets strange dreams. He flies around looking for cow to eat. Deacon feel really strong and angry and got stinky breath even. When Deacon awake, sometimes his skin feel really hot. He looks at boss even, and sometimes think, "Ha-ha, puny human mortal," even though Deacon not means it.
Yeah.
You not gots to worries, boss. Deacon controls everything okays. Deacon likes it, actually. It make Deacon feel good. Deacon just hopes he not burps and, breathe fire or something at wrong moment. Deacon wouldn't wants to, singe the boss or anything.
The boss wouldn't want that either.
Right, boss. Deacon remembers that.
Indeed. Anything else to say? Not really. Alright, we're done. Anything changed there, then? He's a level 14 Bard and level 4 Dragon Disciple now. I don't know what that changes here, but yay! Light and medium armor proficiency, Bard Song, Bardic Knowledge, Combat Cast... Oh, here we are! Draconic Armor. A Dragon Disciple becomes more draconic in appearance. His skin develops tiny iridescent scales, nearly invisible. This provides increasing natural armor bonus to his base armor class. Dragon abilities. As the Dragon Disciple gains levels in the Prestige class, his ability scores increase. Oh. So he's got bonuses to Strength, and soon he'll get bonuses to Con, Intelligence, Strength, and Charisma. At 3rd and 7th level, the Dragon Disciple begins to develop his ancestor's signature ability, a fiery breath weapon. While the damage potential of the breath weapon slowly raises until reaching a... Okay! Good. And the Dragon Disciple gains levels, the base hit die type changes, so he's gonna get more hit points. Okay! This is interesting. Deacon is becoming a dragon, in a way. Still got all his stuff. Nothing's changed here, but things are good. A Bard and Dragon Disciple. This'll be interesting to see what comes of it. Mighty Deacon. Anyway, I believe that's all we have to learn about here right now. We'll sell these things eventually. Yeah, don't need them. We'll sell them. But next episode, with our companions now spoken to, next episode we will head out into the camp and look around, see what we can find. Till then, I am Cheshook44, that is Liam Johnson, Nathira, and Deacon. This has been a Let's Play of Hordes of the Underdark, and I shall see you all next time.